Gina Paulus here with Home Buddies. Today I'm going to show you a quick post-workout stretch series that you can do on the floor. We're going to start out on your back. You're going to have soles of your feet together and your arms out to the sides. What you want to do is make sure that the soles of the feet are actually touching and there isn't one foot forward of the other. And you also want to make sure that your arms are directly out to your sides and they're not way up by your head or way down by your hips. So we're looking at the shoulder and we want it to go pretty much straight up from there. And from here we're just going to stay relaxed on the floor, but we are going to focus on deep breathing. So this one is called Recline Frog, which is referring to the fact that the knees are pointing out to the sides. So we're trying to just let gravity do the work here and let your body relax and settle towards the floor. Sometimes you'll hear a pop from one hip, or you might feel your shoulder blade moving and shifting. All of that is fine as long as you're not feeling pain, and if you do feel pain, please stop the stretch and check in with your doctor. But we'll stay here for a little bit longer. You can also try, if it feels better to you, you can try placing your palms up on your inner thighs and allowing the weight of your hand to just gently press the thigh down. We're not pushing, we're just allowing the weight of the hand to give that thigh a little bit of incentive to move further towards the floor. All right, so you can come out of that one. It's usually best to let the legs straighten and extend in the front and let them just get back to their regular blood flow and all of that before we move on. All right, so from here we're going to bend legs up, and I would like you to reach around your legs and you're going to gently pull your thighs in towards your chest and you're going to hold it there. Next, you can tuck your chin just a little bit. And this one is a hip opener and a low back stretch. Just letting the shape stretch out your back and hips. Another one that we want to keep that chin slightly tucked in order to help stretch the back of the neck and the upper shoulders. And back to straight legs for a moment. Next, you can bend one leg up. We'll do left side first. You're going to grab that knee and you're going to pull it across your body. You can outstretch the left arm just out to the side. Turn your face and look toward that hand while you're pulling the left knee to the right. So at this point, your right leg and butt cheek should still be on the ground, but your left one, your left butt cheek can be up in the air and it can be pulled a little bit to the side. Ideally, we want both shoulders touching the floor. Just do your best with that. So however your shoulders were on the floor when you started the stretch, we want to have them stay as close to that as possible during the stretch. So if you don't keep your shoulders on the floor, it'll end up kind of looking like this, which is not the best because that way you're not targeting the stretch in the glutes like we want them to be. All right, and leg down, switch sides. So now we're grabbing the right knee. Head goes to the right. Pulling that knee over to the left. And for me, my right leg does not go to the side as much as my left. Totally fine and normal, but just notice those things. If you have one side that isn't as flexible, feel free to go back and do a second round of that side at the end. Because we are asymmetrical beings, we're not always going to have the same range of motion on left versus right, and that's actually a good thing. Our body adapts to the demands we place on it. But if things get too out of whack and too different, that can be where we run into problems with increased risk of injury, wear and tear, and potentially some pain as well. All right, you can drop that one. Now we're going to do a shoulder stretch, so you can bend both legs up. Reach your left arm up to the ceiling. You're going to take your right hand and pull that arm across your body. Try to keep your shoulder on or as close to the ground as you can. This is another one where you can tuck the chin. This one stretches the shoulder blade, the shoulders, the upper back, all of that loveliness. And switch. So now we're pulling the right arm over to the side. It is best to keep your arms straight. Don't worry if it doesn't go very far. Some people are way up here. Other people are all the way almost close to touching the floor. It's all good. Just do your best. forcing stretching does not usually end well. I know that from experience. All right, and come on out of that one. And for the last one, you're going to go onto your stomach. There's going to be a few options for this. Option number one is to just have your arms however you'd like over your head. I call this the TSA position, where my arms are bent over my head, like I'm going to be scanned there. But what you're doing here is you have your chin forward. If you're not feeling much from this, or it's really awkward, you can try putting a fist under your chin, just one. And now we're just going to relax. You're letting your armpits relax, you're letting your belly relax, your neck relax. This one can feel really good, but it can also be a lot. So feel free to just do it for 10 to 20 seconds. If you're feeling great, do it for 1 to 2 minutes, but you want to build up to that. You don't want to do that right away. Now, if you don't feel much from that, especially after doing this series for a bit, you can try 2 fists, one on top of the other, stacked, so that they are vertical fists, and now we're just putting the chin there, and you're just, again, relaxing. Okay, so after we've held that for however long we will, then you can take a short break by putting your head down, and you're just going to put your arms down and let that neck sort of settle out so that you don't get right up after stretching it like that. And now we're going to turn the head the other way. And then we're going to finish it up with a prayer stretch. So you can sit on your heels. You're going to stretch your arms forward. And you have the option of leaving your elbows on the floor and leaving your palms on the floor. Or you have the option of the prayer position, which is what I just mentioned, of one thumb on top of the other, palms touching, and again, elbows are resting on the floor. You also have the option of knees wider or knees closer together. So play around with that and find the one that feels best. And then you're just going to do some breaths. This one is great for stretching your shoulders and your back. All right, so that is your post-workout stretching series.